Hello and welcome
Welcome.
to the 8123 podcast.
We're here again.
Episode 14.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's 14 and it's Monday.
2 weeks full.
Wow. 2 weeks of...
Full on talking.
Is that what? No, that doesn't make sense.
What?
2 weeks?
Yeah.
14 episodes?
Yeah.
Oh, that... whatever. I don't feel like that.
Yeah. Anyways,
What's up, Pat? Your name's Pat.
I'm Pat. That's Garrett. We are 2/5 of a band called the Maine, and we are here to talk about things. This week we're going to do something a little different, and we just kind of have a topic that we want to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to break a certain thing down.
And something that's, we've talked about a lot, but not in this way. So, and I think hopefully we can bring a different perspective to it than we have in the past.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So yeah, paid meet and greets.
That's what we're talking.
We're
talking money,
about.
people.
We're talking money, man.
We're talking cash. We're talking the thing that gets the world going around.
Yeah. So, in 2016, we made a sign at our merch table that said, "Why would you pay money to meet a human being?" And then we wrote an article about that topic and things. So we're gonna just break down that exact same thing.
But how uncomfortable that got sometimes.
Yeah, there were bands that would come by that we're friends with that do paid meet and greets, and they were like taking pictures of it, and like it's a little awkward at times.
Well, going off of that, there was people I think that were mad at us.
Oh yeah,
they were like, why would you post that? Yeah. Why would you put that up? And we were talking on the bus because we thought it was funny how that's something you can't talk shit about someone. You can't talk shit to someone about that.
Yeah.
Like the band can't be like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
We get all this money from you guys. Yeah. And then you come in saying it's free.
Yeah. So I think early on in our band, we were on tour, and there's a band that will remain nameless. And this was the first time that I've ever seen something like this. And they had a T-shirt that they sold for $45, which was $25 higher than all the rest of their shirts. And if you bought this particular shirt, then after the show, you would get in a line, and you would take a picture with the band. And give them a hug and stuff. And I saw that, and I was blown away. Because for us, it was always just like, oh, well, these people are coming to our shows, and they're supporting what we're doing. So the least we could do is go and say thank you to them, because they make it all possible, and we want to build a community of people that all support each other and all want have common interests and all these things. So we want to meet the people that come to our shows.
Well, and it's an interesting way of breaking down the wall.
Yeah,
where it's not separate. We're not. I mean, I feel like with this podcast, it's pretty much just been like, hey, look at everyone is the same and everyone's thinking the same things. And with the meet and greet, the way we do it, you get to talk to people and have long conversations. Sometimes people get upset about it because you end up talking to someone for too long. But there's something there of breaking down that wall and really having an interaction with that. That isn't just like, hey, thanks for buying my $45 shirt. Here's a photo. Bye.
Yeah. So, I think a lot of maybe the backlash that we've gotten on this topic is, people talking about how the economics of the music industry have changed and how you need things like that because people aren't buying as many records or, things like that. And which I understand that aspect, and we are also in a band, and we also have to pay our bills as well. So we very much so understand what it's like being in a band in 2018, but what our thought process is why do people gouge from the 20% of your fans that are willing to pay for anything, right? So why you're going to gouge them? Because they're already the ones that are buying your vinyl. They're already the ones that are buying the concert ticket. They're already the ones that are buying a couple shirts when they come to your shows. All these things. Why do you need to add on one more thing that really makes it feel as if you are above everybody else? Like, what else, at what other aspect in your life would you pay money to just say hi to somebody? And it just seems so ridiculous.
I've heard arguments on that, and people have brought up that people that are upset and that we do it the way that we do, like promoters and certain people, they go, well, you're losing the mystique of of being in the band, and them. If you see them and you can do whatever you want with them, then you're breaking down that wall, and they don't see you as something special, or like they can touch you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's this weird thing of like you must be the rock star that that everyone thinks you are, which is bullshit. Yeah, it's such bullshit. Because everyone's fucking uncomfortable and weird, and
everyone is just a person, and no matter what you think, because they play an instrument or something, like they're just as insecure as you or more, and that's probably the reason that they're on the stage doing it.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like, I don't know. And then so because of that, because you need to be some ego guy that like you deserve an extra $40 or $100 or $1,000 to take a photo with someone, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and one of the things that pisses me off the most is when bands do that. So they do charge for the meet and greet, but then some of them go and hang out afterwards after the shows with whoever is just out there by the bus. It's like, so some people had to pay $100 to take your picture, and then some people that just hung out long enough got to just do it for. It's like you kind of got to pick one or the other. Yeah, it's really messed up to like do both. And you know, I do understand the argument of like, well, if the fan wants to pay it, then let them pay it or whatever. It's like, but these people love you so much that, yeah, of course they would do anything or whatever. But why do you need to take advantage of that? You know, you're taking advantage of their emotional attachment to you, right? Yeah. So they're so connected with you that they want to meet you and say hi and do all these things. And you're taking advantage of the fact that they're in a state of awe, yeah, about you, and you're just taking advantage of that, as opposed to seeing it as what it is, which is, this is the person that makes your life possible. And if you play in a band and do music,
yeah, but they think that that is the same thing, that because they do that, that's why they're allowed to do it. They don't think that if you're making the money off this, they probably think that, oh, I couldn't do this if we don't make this extra fucking $200,000 a tour or whatever it is. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Because you living at a certain point, yeah, you know, in your money wise, that like it doesn't seem like, they probably look at us and they're like, how the fuck do you survive? Yeah. Like, how do you have a car, and how do you pay for food? Right. It's like, well, think of a better way. Think of something smart where you can still do this and not have to do that.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, I believe that if you build a strong enough connection with people, that they're going to want to support you for a long time. And, you know, and for our band is like that. That's what I want with this. Like, I want to be a band for 50 years. I want the same people that came to our first show to come to our last show. And I hope that our last show is only because I died, you know?
Wait, you're going to die first?
I don't know. I mean, whatever. But, and it's just, I don't know. It makes me sick to see people take advantage of an audience in the way that they do.
And you said you can understand it. What and I can too, I guess. But the weird thing and the most fucked up thing is when the people that are doing it, making people pay, and then they're giving half-assed, like, you're not even there, you're on your fucking phone, and like you showing up late, and like, fuck, if you're gonna pay $100, you be there and you have a fucking conversation with that person, and you take a photo, you do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But like, if you're sitting there and you're like, and then you're just moping around and like,
you don't want to be there, and
fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you hard.
Yeah.
Because that is
bullshit. And how many times have we been on tour with people and you just hear them, oh, I gotta go do the fucking meet and greet,
dude,
whatever, and it's like
you're a fucking prick.
You're about to make fucking $10,000 in a fucking blink of an eye, like,
I see that I'll never understand, and I'm like, it's so, it's disgusting.
Yeah,
it's so fucked up.
Yeah.
It's rude. It's abuse of power, I guess. Like, just be there.
Yeah.
Show up on time. Like,
I
don't get it, man.
But yeah, really, I think the thing for us is that we, every band goes up and says, like, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fans or whatever, and like most of them
that's
like
true.
mean it. Yes,
this
is true. But it's just
show
like,
it.
But act on it. Like, don't just say it. Act on it. It's like we truly understand that, and we take that to heart in every aspect that we do. I think that somebody has to stand up for these people. Like, someone has to like stand up for the fans that make an entire industry possible.
Yeah.
Like, not just your band, your crew members, your manager, your all these things. It's like everybody forgets why it's possible.
Oh yeah, it's easy to, and I can understand that. I can't, because you can get in your head, and you can realize that if you've done it for so long that the wheels are just turning, and you kind of forgot that you're in a car.
Yeah.
Like, you're just going, and it's happening, and so I do understand that. But going off what you said,
you have to wake up at some point.
Yeah, realize what you're doing,
and
realize that your actions do. You need to do something with it, like show something.
Yeah, and if young bands, message us all the time or ask for things, and like, if I had anything to say for anybody that wants to be in a band, and I'm not saying that we have all the answers, and the way that we run our band, isn't going to work for everybody, and obviously there are bands that are much more popular than us, so they have other different things and different ideals and different things that they have been able to figure out what to do. But for us, we want to be happy doing what we do.
Yeah.
I would much rather be happy and be at the level that we're at than be unhappy and be at this next level and whatever. And I get to wake up every day and feel good about what we're doing and feel like we're adding to the world, and we're creating a community of people that feel like they have a place in the world. And it's very hard in life when you don't feel like you have a purpose, and I think that 8123 maybe is giving some people a sense of purpose and community and friendship, and that is more important than money any day. Totally. Because when I die and I'm laying on my deathbed, I'm not going to care about how much money I have. I'm going to care about what kind of a community I was a part of and all these things. And I would say for bands is to think about why you're able to do this. Think about your life when you you wake up and you realize that the first 5 hours of your day when you're not on tour, you can do whatever you want, and you can, you have a nice house and you have a car and you have all these things. Remember why you have that and act on that.
Yeah.
Don't just say it.
Yeah, I agree.
And everybody just says it and no one acts on it. And we are trying to act on it. And of course, are we perfect? Do we make mistakes? Do we get tired? Do we do the things? Yes. But generally, as a guideline for what we do, we're only thinking through the lens of what's going to be best for the people that are a part of our crew, our community. What's best for them, and that causes us to be happy because we have built such a connection with these people that they don't freak out when we make a record that sounds crazy different and all these things. So we're not suffocated by the fear of our fans going away, which causes us to make records that we wouldn't enjoy. So
or feeling like you need to make that same thing over and over again, which I see happening very often.
Which suffocates bands, makes them argue, makes them not happy. We are so much happier within the band because we feel free to do what makes us happy at that time.
Well, and when we're making a record now, it's like, okay, we need to do something different.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, how do we have success of bad behavior again?
Yeah.
That hasn't even been a thought. It's like, okay, we did something, it worked. Let's do something drastically different.
Yeah.
And the only way that's possible is having these people who believe in what we're doing because we talk to them, we communicate, we have these great conversations after shows about like why each other mean, like why as a fan maybe we mean something to them, but why us as well, they mean something to us, and we can have a conversation about stupid shit like a movie you like or whatever, but you're connecting in that way that is super real and super important on both sides. I get so much from going out every night. Yeah. Like it helps so much. Like sometimes you feel like crying. Sometimes you feel like that was super fun. Sometimes you have an argument, but it's probably a good argument. It's like all these things happen. And it's real. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
It's not bullshit.
No.
We need less bullshit.
Yeah. There's just so much of that.
There's a fucking internet, and you can hide behind your goddamn Twitter and like talk shit, and then whatever, and then you can act. But if you're actually in front of the person, it's a lot harder to do that, and you can maybe have a interesting, great conversation. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, we could talk about this for forever, but I think just the gist, and I think the like message that we want to get out there is that like. We care.
Yeah.
And that we don't want to be doing this unless we're happy, and the way
we
that
don't want to do it half-assed.
Yeah. And we've like figured out a way for us to be happy playing music. And that's because of all of you that are listening. We just want to say thank you, and we try to do the things that we do as a way of saying thank you all the time without actually putting it into words all the time, just by going out and saying hello, or by, trying to keep our merch prices a certain way, or trying to do all these things. And we are going to continue to do that. That is our mission. Everything that we do is thought of in that way. And thank you for making our lives possible, because, it's incredible. I was, 15 years old, and, me and you were sitting watching documentaries about bands, and like this was the dream, and have so far surpassed what the dream was. We have our own recording studio. We go on tour on a bus and play in countries all around the world. Like, this has been insane, and it's so easy to lose perspective of that. And I think a lot of artists have forgotten that,
Yeah.
and forgotten why they're doing it. And if us, by poking some holes in that and
Talking a little shit.
Can maybe just get people to think of things from a different perspective, and even if they change 1% of what they're doing, would just be better for the community of music. You know, we want people to enjoy going to all shows so that they love going to shows and want to come to ours forever. You know, it's what's good for, you know, one artist is good for everybody, because this is a community. You know, the same people that are going to our shows are going to tons of other shows, and you know, we want people to have a good experience going to concerts, because there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in people's heads, and like, if going to concerts can be an escape from the bad stuff and a reminder of why life is worth living during times when it may not appear that way all the time, then that's something really important. And that's what this has done for me. You know, on days where you just don't want to get out of bed, you're reminded, like, hey, I have something to like work towards, which is growing a community of people that love all the same things and have a passion for it.
Totally.
So thank you guys, and
thank you, Pat.
We're gonna keep fighting the good fight.
Yep.
And hopefully some people will follow suit. And if not, we don't really care either about what they're doing. But we're gonna keep doing it. And
thanks for listening.
We love you.
Yeah. And, rock and roll in a good way. Not the old 80s one. Okay, bye.
Bye.